Yonrico Scott, Mace Hibbert, and Joseph Patrick Moore, and you are listening to Bob's Music Connection.
The question that I want to ask every artist is, one of the things you hear people talk about where music crosses every geopolitical border there is,
right.
But also there is something healing about music.
Right.
And in hard times, just during Depression, slavery, you go back as far as you go back, you can find things about music and how that has brought healing to folks.
Right. Of course, it's just like even back in the days of the earliest gospel, back in New Orleans and in the circle,
right.
And it was just a way of certain that release. And even today, 2000, as we approach 2009, 2010,
right.
Here we go. We're in the Fly Spot doing it's going to be a huge musical celebration.
Right.
Like I say, I'm a poet of the universe. I'm just lucky,
right.
That I get a chance to do something that I've loved, and it's been a part of my life. I'm from Detroit. Right now, unfortunately, I talked to a guy today, and we're just talking about how depressing sometimes Detroit can be.
Mm-hmm.
But still, we still can go back and talk about music and the music that was made in that city.
Right.
And there are big strides and big leaps to try to soothe that, to reconnect that city, even with music. So,
right.
It's we're not done yet. I think I tell my students, that the drum set basically is a multi percussion instrument. It's trying to create it in Europe. Stravinsky did it.
Right.
They call it battery. But the actual innovative of the drum set is only, it's not even 100 years old.
Right.
And it's so the groove of the universe can still be out there.
Right. And so cats like Future Man with his drumatar.
Exactly. Or some guys, like in the early days of Derek Trucks Band, I used a huge multi-percussion set.
Right.
Where I was playing percussion and drums at the same time.
Right.
Just the ways of voicing the instrument.
Right.
Or just the way, like electric guitar is the same thing.
Right.
This is virtually a new instrument.
Right.
So that's why you get a guy like Derek Trucks, who plays so untraditional. He plays in the key of E with a slide, and he plays bebop tunes on it. So if you look at his hand, you wouldn't know what he was doing.
Right.
And he can get away with that because it's not like the violin, which has been done for thousands, hundreds of years, or the piano. So much literature been written for those instruments.
Right.
I'm in a good position because I'm willing to try it.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. I just got probably two questions left, but one question that if you could interview yourself, put yourself over on this side of the camera with me, and ask yourself a question, what would that be and why?
I'll probably ask myself, what direction do I want to go? And
how would you answer yourself?
How would I answer myself? I would answer myself probably in the way I would answer myself. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to shoot for quote unquote when it's started?
Right.
Or do you just want to think on the middle and feel good at the end?
Right.
And the answer to my question is to think on the middle and feel good.
Right, and to actually impact somebody's life.
Right. And know that, and then once in a while I gotta get my little thing. I get a chance, but I'm in a good position because I'm getting a chance because of the high profile of a couple other jobs that I've done.
Right.
And I'm kind of getting a chance to experiment with this, with that young lady, Laura Reed. And, I kind of play bebop in the funk club. There's guys like Joshua Redmond, Branford Marcellus, David Sanborn, John Schofield. They kind of want to be in the position that I have been in with the Derek Trucks Band because we have a huge audience kind of in the middle.
Right.
A young audience that really hadn't heard a lot of stuff that we were playing.
Right.
So we were able to kind of open their eyes up, and I'm kind of in the same position.
Right.
In a smaller scale, but in the same position.
Right.
They're all kind of innovative festivals and ways of getting it out there.
Right.
I'm kind of on the start of doing something like that. So I'm just kind of searching for that direction.
Okay.
And I hate to go here I go symbolic and cliche again.
That's fine.
You know, I really believe that God leads you, and I'm not that I'm very religious, but I am kind of religious because I'm a reverend, but you know, not a pastor, but a reverend. And I believe that God is going to like me, just like
I believe He does. I mean,
I mean, what else do I have faith in? You know, I mean, I can.
Well, this whole project right here, I believe God opened my eyes to it.
Exactly.
And that was from that book, Crush It, I told you about.
Right.
God talked about follow your passion.
Right.
Now, I'm not a musician per se, but I've been around musicians all my life, and my older brother runs a festival out west that I've worked for since 90 something. I've got several famous musician friends that are Grammy winning artists, but I don't know them that way. I know them as friends.
Right.
They just happen to have some Grammys.
Right.
But when I was reading through this book about 2 months ago, it was like going, what am I doing with my life?
Right.
And I turned 50 next June. Yeah. and I was like going, I'm going to step in and do this, and so I'm stepping out, and of course you've heard of shape notes, right?
Right.
Okay, well, my great grandfather, who I think he had a great music name. His name is Joseph Funk. So in bringing shape notes into the church and specifically in the Mennonites, let's say February something was going to be the last gig you were going to play. Who would you want to play with, or what 3 musicians would you want to play with, and why?
Okay, I have to say number 1 would be my sister.
Okay.
Why? Because my mother would want me that way, and she's great. If I was a singer, I sing a little, but if I really was, I would want to sing like my sister.
Okay.
To sing like my mother.
All right.
Number 2 would probably be Stevie Wonder, because I played with him earlier in life.
Right.
But I never really got a chance to tour with him because he wasn't touring.
Okay.
He really only started really going crazy touring like in the last couple of years.
Right.
Really, you think about it, his time, And number 3, probably Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Miles Davis, because I met him.
Right.
And he really dug. I think he was really cool. And he said, why do you stand up? I go, man, I'm just like feeling it, and I'm playing the cymbals. He goes, he said, yeah, and I was playing with Peebo Bryson at the time.
Right.
And they had the same manager.
Okay.
But I think just because of his impact on music, Kind of Blue, I think Kind of Blue put me to bed.
Well, I heard that he used shape notes to write out his harmonies.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and that brings me to, I guess, another question is, I want to get one road story. What was kind of not necessarily the wildest, but kind of the funniest type event that kind of happened on the road with any of the bands that you played?
All right, here's one.
Okay.
I was playing with the Derek Trucks band, and we were in Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
I've actually probably told the story before, but it kind of stands. It's a good one. And we, Derek was like 18 and 19. And we used to, at that time, we used to hang out together all the time. And we were just hanging, and we were in the car, van, and we had to go to the store. So we go to the store, but he wouldn't. I said, go in the store, man. I got to use the restroom. Let's go restroom. So I went over by this dumpster and just take a leak and sit there, I hear a little rustling in the dumpster. I'm like, what is that? Wow. I looked in it, it was a bear. I mean, it wasn't a full bear, but it looked like a full bear. Man, I like hauling my butt inside the thing, I was like running, all wet and I run in the store and they go like, man, a bear, and I was like, really? They were all shocked because they had, even the owners of the store, they never saw, a bear that, they've seen them but not come up to, right, and everybody come out and they just, so that's kind of one of the,
yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for your time and
thank you.
And I think that we'll probably do a follow-up at some point, but I appreciate it again. Thank you
so much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.